Hello YouTube, Rooster here. It's a quick video here on some long-term food storage items that are budget friendly. But before I get started, I want to give a few shout outs to a few preppers in my community, such as Brooklyn Prepper, one of my first subscribers, good guy, good channel, good videos, down to earth, budget friendly himself. Also Preppin' Junkie, East Coast Prepper, I'm Ramro, and Legend Sexy. If you haven't checked out their channels yet, I recommend you do so. And sub. Good channels, practical ideas, simple preps, and good people. So check out the channels and tell them Rooster sent you. Okay, these are only a few ideas based on things that we set aside in our household. We have things such as sardines, good, inexpensive, usually about 2 for $1 anywhere you go. These ones are the sardines in the soy oil. As you can see, though, if I flip this over here, has a Best Buy date January 2016. So that's a very long food storage idea. They have a lot of protein because it is a fish, so you get a lot of protein in this. And that's one of the main things that we do use. These do eat them. And again, it'll store a long period of time. With things such as chunk white tuna, okay, another one that's long term, long shelf life. This one's in water as well. Good protein because it is a fish again. You can see the Best Buy date on here is January 15th, 2014. And of course, the Best Buy dates don't really matter because, well, that's just they're guaranteeing that it's going to taste good by that time. Otherwise, after that, they're not responsible for it, is what they're saying. I've opened them up 5 years later. They were still good. As long as they have liquid in them, they were still good. Okay, we have things like chunk white chicken. This is actual chicken chunk. Chicken breast in a can. Another one, about $1 a piece, 75 cents. It's chunk white tuna. And the Best Buy date on here is January 6, 2013. So you see they have long lives, long storage lives. I don't know if you have ever had this. This is really good. It's potted meat. It's a good hors d'oeuvre usually for parties, whatnot, but it has a really long shelf life as well. This is usually made with chicken and beef. It's just a potted meat, good on crackers. You can mix it in with things. You can put it on a sandwich with some mayo, whatever you might have there. We have Spam here. Spam is something that is very resilient. I love it. It comes either fresh out of the can. You can cut it up and eat it just like that. Eat it with a spoon, eat it with a knife, fork, whatever. You can slice this, put it in a skillet. But the really cool thing about this, even though it has a really long shelf life, the really cool thing about this is it actually has a website that you can go on for Spam. And they actually have a ton of recipes on it. I've tried a lot of them. They're really good, delicious. Recommend getting some of that, putting it up. You can buy a lot of it, about $1.50, $2 a piece. Really good, lasts a long time. Anytime you need something quick and easy, there you go. Camping, fishing, hiking, a SHTF situation, WROL, bug out bags. A little heavy. These are mostly canned, so they get a little heavy if you put too much of it in it, but it's nice to have a couple of them if you put them in your bag. Really good to keep in your storage pantry. In your long-term storage prep area, shelving, whatever. Really good to have. Okay. Corned beef hash is another one. Really long shelf life. It has potatoes and meat in there, so you're going to have your starch and your proteins in there. Your iron from the beef. All the things that you're going to need. This is U.S. inspected. Department of Agriculture. You know, it's really good stuff. Good breakfast item, but I've eaten this like just right out of the can. Heat it up in the can and eat it. Make it with your eggs, whatever else you might make for breakfast in the morning. But it's good to add to other things, which you'll see here as well. Okay, these are just some of the canned meat type items, things like that has long storage. But you want to get things like his chicken noodle soups. This has the noodles in there, but it also has your chicken, so it actually has meat in there. Maybe not a lot of meat, but it has meat in there. You want to have things, if you're going to store stuff away, You need the calories, the carbs, you need all those things. So the meat really comes in handy when you get them in these canned goods. And this is still good. Like I said, you may have a one shelf life on there, but that shelf life doesn't mean that that is the actual shelf life. It's just a sell by date. And as long as this can is sturdy and sealed, you hear stuff in there. It's not just kind of hollowed out. And if you squish it, you'll actually hear it go click, click, click. It'll make like a sound in there. And you know that air got in there, and that would be bad. You wouldn't want to touch that. But as long as that's sealed tight, there's no squeaky sound when you squeeze it. It's real solid, and you can hear the liquid. You know that it's good inside that can. So get some beef stews, chicken noodle soups, chunky soups work. They have all the meats and vegetables, full servings of everything in a chunky soup can. Get those. I don't have any on this right now for you, but I'll show you that in a later date. Some of the things that we always keep on hand also. Peanut butter and jelly. Jelly has an absolute long shelf life. I mean, you can keep it forever. As long as it's sealed tight, you can keep it forever. This one happens to be Concord Grape from Welch's. Usually get them in a 3-pack at Sam's Club. Pretty inexpensive, couple dollars. And the peanut butter as well comes in a 2-pack from Sam's Club for a couple dollars. So you're looking at 40 ounces of peanut butter per jar. 2 pounds, 8 ounces. Peanut butter is good. Even if it sits around for a while, it might have a shelf life. This one happens to have a shelf life of December 30th, 2012. However, if I had this well afterwards, it might get a little, you'll see a little juice in there, which is peanut oil. You'll see that in there. You just mix it up. It's still good. We kept one here for a couple years, and we just went and tried to eat it. It was fine. I wound up just buying some new stuff. But keep these stored away. Keep them in your pantries. Use them every day. Everything we have here today, we eat on a day-to-day basis. It's just not every day, but it's always good to have variety. Okay? Things such as black pepper, season things up a little bit when you need it. Also, we have iodized salt. Salt has a infinity shelf life. If it gets a little moisture in there, it does soak up moisture. If it gets a little moisture in there, it'll just become like a little brick, but you can break it apart and use it over and over and over again. It's really good. It's going to last forever. Keep that on hand. This one happens to be a 4-pound box from Sam's Club. Get these in a whole case, actually, and this just happens to be one of them. You get 4 pounds. I think you get 8 in the case. At Sam's Club, you can get a whole pack, or you can just get them individually like this as well. Really good. Your body needs salt. No matter what else, your body needs salt, and it also needs water. So those two things are absolutely essential to keep it in your food preps, keep it in your pantries, keep it in your house. You need water. You can go forever without food, but you can only go a couple days without water. Salt, your body needs it. That's why you sweat. Your sweat comes out. It's a little salty. If you ever get it on your lip, you taste it. It's a little salty. That's the salt. You need the salt. You need the water. Absolutely necessary prep. Sugars, really good. Another one that's very resilient. You can break this apart. If it gets a little moisture in there, it'll harden up like a brick, but you can break it apart and keep using it. It's not going to really go bad on you. It's really good. This is only a little bit in this container. I just grabbed it off the pantry a few minutes ago. Really good to keep on hand at all times. Not to mention you're going to have other things such as coffee. You're going to have teas. Things like that you want to be able to have sugar for. If you like to drink it black, that's great too. But you got your coffees, things like that. These are really cool. You get these at Sam's Club, Walmart's, almost anywhere. This one's a really large one, industrial size. This came from Sam's Club, I believe. It's 5 pounds, 2.5 ounces, so about 7 pounds, a little over 7 pounds of Country Time lemonade. This also comes in a tea form for Lipton tea. You see it makes 136 servings, 34 quarts. When you have water, you like to drink water, you need water, of course. This gives it a little flavor, helps out in the long run. Not really much you can do with this but add it to your water and drink it. But you can also use it for an artificial flavor for different recipes you might make. Maybe Prep and Junkie might come up with something like that, huh? Okay. These are just pasta sides. See, it's Parmesan, fettuccine, spinach pasta, and a Parmesan cheese sauce. It's just freeze-dried, just like your MREs, things like that. It's just freeze dried. Add water to it, boil it, and stir. And these are good because you have things such as your tuna, you have things such as chicken. You can add these to that. Same as this thing here. This is the tuna helper, but they also have hamburger helper, things like that. Just because it says tuna helper doesn't mean you have to just use tuna. You can put almost anything, like I said again, the chicken, the tuna. You can get the canned beef, corned beef, things like that, and add to this just to give you a protein that you need. Good shelf life, decent shelf life, because it's freeze dried. So you can get like a Mountain House or something like that. Just freeze dried noodles in there, add to it, heat it up, it's done. You got some vegetables and some cheese, things like that in there. Okay. This is oatmeal. I usually keep them like this in my pantry. And it has your preparation and things like that for people that don't know. As you see, 2 servings. You need 1 cup of oatmeal and 1 to 3 cups of water. Okay, that's what you would need just to make that. I use these in the little individual bags that I have them in. They're in separate bags in there. Okay, and each one has 2 cups. So there's 4 cups of, or 2 cups of oats in here. And you make that, and that'll feed my family of 4. And it's good, it's solid. You add a little things to it to make your flavor the way you want to. That's where the jellies come in handy. Honey, I highly recommend getting honey. Keeping that on hand, I don't have any on the table. But honey is good to have as well. Okay. If things, like we said, the tea bags, get 100 tea bags in there. These boxes are small. You can break these down, put them in the jars, put them in the boxes, and have them on hand. Coffee, because everybody loves their coffee, including me and my wife. So, got to keep that on hand. We keep several of these in the pantry as well. Keep coffee on hand, because if an SHTF situation comes and when they don't have coffee anymore, it's going to be a sad day. Always got to watch for that. These are number 10 cans here. Whole kernel corn. Has a long shelf life. You know that already. They can last forever and ever. This happens to be 6 pounds, 10 ounces. Whole kernel corn. That'll feed you for the week. Family of 4. Add it to other things. Keep them on hand. We have the smaller ones of these put up as well. So you have these large ones, smaller ones. You put them together. These are the cut green beans. Same thing. This one's from Hanover. Blue Lake cut green beans. Good vegetable source. You need them. Corn isn't really something you need in your diet. But it's something that you can get filled on as you add it to other things just to give it a little bit of a flavor. Tastes really good though, sweet corn. Okay, and last but not least, we have this here. Now I have more things that I'd like to show you, but I'm not going to put it in this video here. This is long grain white rice. We have it in this container here. This container right here I got from Sam's Club. It holds about 25 pounds of long grain white rice. We have several containers with white rice in it. This one's the one that stays in our pantry, so we use it on a day-to-day basis. The other ones are stored away. If you know how to store rice, things like that, Mylar bags, oxygen absorbers, things like that, it's good to go. They'll last you a lifetime. I like this container. I suggest you go out and get some for just around your everyday household foods that you would keep in your house, in your pantry. But of course, I got the 25-pound bags of rice from Sam's Club for only $10. So you figure 50 pounds of white rice for $20. Can't beat that. So I highly recommend you go out to Sam's Club, check out their prices out there. I don't know way work for Sam's Club, so I'm not trying to endorse their store. Just you know about it, and I want you to know where you can get this stuff from. Pretty inexpensive. Everything here today that I showed you were inexpensive preps, and just hope that everybody takes heed to it. Those that are just starting out as preppers, people who've been doing it for a long time. You don't have to always go out and buy the $100 worth of things. You just put a little bit aside every day, and over time, you'll be well on your way. Right now, in our household, we have probably about 3 months supply. We're working on more. We'll show you more later. Until then, keep prepping. Take care.